coaches, we like to pray and put prayer first. So I would like to invite Alhaji Bashiru from the Ogumosho Zonal Council of the Nfca to come and give us the opening prayer. Round of applause, please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We bless Almighty Allah for His mercy upon us. We propose for this program, and Almighty Allah make it to come to the real. As we have started today's program, Almighty Allah come up with us. All our people on the roof across the state that are coming to this program, let them have the mercy journey. Every one of us that we are here, we pray for your protection upon us. Please be with us. As we are starting the program, let's be end with the glory of Almighty Allah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghayril maghdubi 'alaihim. Sallallahu alaihi karim.
Thank you very much, sir. Next on the agenda, we'll be going straight into the anthem. So, you all please rise for the national anthem as we sing the first stanza of the national anthem. Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tried and some may deliver, in brotherhood we stand. Nigeria, and proud to serve our sovereign fatherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peace or battle honored, and this we count as gain. To hang unto our children a banner without stain. Oh, brother of creation, that is our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed. And so with kids of plenty, Nigeria make it blessed. Update.
Extra value don't add though. Your 50cl Coca-Cola don't.
Give special recognition to some of our guests who are here with us. First on the list, Chief Mutiu Adepoju MON, our State Self-Executive Member, former Real Madrid player, and so on and so forth, Super Eagles player, All-Star. He's been here since 9 a.m. Thank you so much, sir, for coming and for coming early and for waiting with us. Thank you so much. God bless you. We recognize you, sir. Also, we have a professor in our midst. We have Professor Nale Moronkola, is the immediate past DG, National Institute of Sports. Thank you so much, sir. He's also been here since 9 a.m., waiting patiently with us. Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate you and we don't take this for granted. We are still expecting more of our guests. We have in our midst our chairman as well, chairman of the Oyo State Coaches Council, Mr. Ayo, Coach Ayo Adeyemo. Okay, also we have Dr. Salami Isiaka, the first National Vice President, Nigeria Football Coaches Association, again in our midst. Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate you for being here. So today's event, ladies and gentlemen, it's for me it's a great day for coaches in Oyo State, and I'm excited to be among this very, very important occasion. The guest that I called earlier, I would like you to please make your way to the high table. Chief MON, Professor Olani Morokola, Dr. Salami Isiaka, please make your way to the high table, and also Chairman of the Coaches Association, please make your way to the high table. Thank you very much. Next on the agenda this morning, why are we here? Some people don't know why we are here. We have people from the media houses. I recognize all media men. Please stand up and recognition if you are from a media house. We appreciate you for coming. Thank you. We have one from Omoda BFM. We have other media representatives here. Thank you for coming. You can see that we are trying to put Nigeria or your state coaches in the limelight, and that's why these media men are here to cover the event and to report on what we are doing here. Today is a great occasion, but some people are still wondering, why are we here? What are we doing here? They don't know why they are here, but they are here in our midst. So to do justice to why we are here, the purpose of this gathering, I would like to call on Coach, I'm so sorry. Yes, Coach Oyeyemi Samuel, to tell us why we are here. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning, everyone. I want to recognize the President of Nigeria Football Coaches Association in Ascension, able represented by the first Vice President, Nigeria Football Coaches Association, Dr. Salami. Thank you, sir. And all of that protocol duly observed, ladies and gentlemen. This morning, we are here, not just a party, but we are here for a purpose. And the purpose of gathering here is because of Oyo State DNA, and to launch our book called Oyo State DNA Coaching course. Quickly, today's press conference marks a definite moment of football development in Oyo State. We are here to introduce and promote the Oyo State football DNA. When we are talking about DNA, we all know that when a child is not yours, people say go and do DNA, go and do DNA. That is to say, that blood of the father must correspond to the son. And that is why we call it Oyo State DNA. Whatever they are doing in Saki must correspond to what they are doing in Ibadan. We want to lay down a structure, a strategic approach to build a unique football identity across all levels of game in Oyo State. These are the reasons why we are here. We want everybody to be in the same page. Whenever they see Oyo State coach anywhere, they will surely know that it's from Oyo State. The initiative is about more than just football. It's about creating a culture of excellence, discipline, and consistency. We want to create a culture in Oyo State that everybody will know us about. The football DNA outline how we train our players, develop our coaches, scout talent, and compete with a clear style and purpose. So everybody will know us with one thing, and that's what we call DNA. It is to ensure that whether you are watching a grassroots match in Saki or competitive features in Ibadan, you will see a recognizable Oyo State style of play. That is to say, I've said it earlier, when you watch a match in Zaki and you watch a match in Ibadan, there must be a style of play that are the same. That's why we are here, and we are launching that today. We are here because we believe Oyo State has the potential to become a football powerhouse like the old. In the olden days, when our first vice president was still playing, in the national team, Oyo State dominates the national team. But it's not like that again. And we want to rebuild that foundation they have built in the past. But not just in Nigeria, but across Africa. And that journey begins now with structure, unity, and vision. Thank you very much.
If you are clapping, you can clap better. That was a beautiful speech. Thank you so much, Mr. Oyeyemi Samuel. On the agenda again, we'll be receiving opening remarks from members of our high table. I want to start with the chairman of our great coaches association, the chairman of the Nigerian Football Coaches Association, Oyo State chapter, Mr. Ayodele, for opening remarks. Chairman, when the matter open back here.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, sir. Our guests, you are welcome, sir. Our coaches too, you are welcome. Before I go to the speech, I want to say something about more discipline. I'm not so happy about what coaches have done this morning, because by now, I think we should have a very full house. Please, you see our guests, that is how they were built in the olden days. These are the things we want to everybody knows now, because it's not like the olden days again. They are here even before any one of us. Like I used to tell some people that if Aribe said, meet us by 12 o'clock, we try to be there by 12 o'clock. Baba will be there before 12. So please abide this. Let it be among the DNA that we want be on. Let it be part of you. Time. We are the custodian of time, the coaches. Please. Because when we say DNA, discipline is inside it. You can hear our treasurer when he's speaking. So please, let us change our attitude towards all other programs. Good morning, everyone. The National President of Nigerian Football Coaches Association, ably represented by Dr. Salami, our National Vice President. You are welcome, sir. Our distinguished guest, you are welcome, sir. Dr. Morumfola, you are welcome, sir. MON, you are welcome, sir. Good morning, everyone, once again. It is with great pleasure and a sense of fulfillment that I welcome you all to the landmark occasion, the official launching of our Oyo State Football DNA. I'm especially bored to acknowledge the presence of our national president, ably represented by Dr. Salami, our first chairman, our associations. Sir, your support and leadership inspire us, and your presence here today strengthen our resolve to do more for grassroots football, professional football too. I also sincerely thank the Oyo State FA, represented today here, for official approving and endorsing the DNA. Your banking give this project institutional strength and credibility. When I was elected as chairman of Oyo State Football Coaches Association, I made a promise to create a shared football identity and development pathway for our coaches, our players, and our future. Today, promise is being fulfilled. This DNA is not just a document, it is our football philosophy. It is defined how we train, how we play, how we nurture talent, and it brings structure onto directions to football development in the state. To all coaches under the NFC Oyo State chapter, this is your tools. Let us take ownership, apply it with dedication, and pass it on with passion. The futures of our football, is how we implement the vision. In the media, thank you telling our story and all stakeholders from academy to clubs, the school. We invite you to adopt the DNA as well as standard of excellence. Together, let us build a football culture in our Oyo State that produce disciplined, intelligent, and confident player for Nigeria and the world. Thank you very much. God bless Nigerian Football Coaches Association. God bless Oyo State. Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for that brilliant speech. And I'm happy to be here today as well as we chart a path forward for football coaches in Oyo State. Also, for his opening remarks this morning, I would like to invite Dr. Salami Isiaka, the first National Vice President, Nigerian Football Coaches Association, for his opening remarks. You can clap better, you can clap better.
Professor Murukola, the immediate past Director General of NIS, National for Sports, Headmaster, Chief Mutiu Adeboju, the Chairman of the State Coaches Association, ladies and gentlemen, up coaches, God bless you all. First and foremost, I want to tender the apology of the National President. Up till yesterday morning, he was having the mind of getting to this place. In fact, I promised to meet him and tell him where we will be lodged yesterday night. But later in the day, Grace was apprehensive of his coming. I had to call him. Reluctantly, he answered me. And most of us here will remember the problem he has with Bayelsa United. Bayelsa United has kicked him out. And there is this club in Kano State, Barau Football Club or something. So the chairman met him and ordered, it's not ordered, it's directed that he comes to meet him at Abuja. So they met in Abuja yesterday, and the man said, look, sit down here in this hotel, wait for me, I'm going to the presidency for important documentation. After the documentation, we are going to Kano together. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's in Kano now. He's putting pens and he's writing yes on the signing documents for the coaching job. So he tendered his apology and promised to get back to you as soon as possible. So I'm wearing his cap on one side and I'm wearing my own other cap on the other side this morning. Gentlemen and ladies, dear coaches, it is a pleasure to be here. I really appreciate God Almighty for making it possible. Since this, without gainsaying, since this association came on board, there have been tailored improvements in this association. And I've been commending the executives for putting all this in place. And the most important is the issue of this grassroots football development that two people are taking up seriously. I really appreciate this. Normally, you don't rise up to become a star one day. You have to start from the cradle. In those days, in the 60s and 70s, we started from primary school. Primary school game. Then went to secondary school. Secondary school games, we were intermediate. We were initially mosquito teams. Before we started playing for the senior team. And like I was telling somebody some times ago, there was no under 20, there was no under 21, but we had the national intermediate team. I remember in 1977 we were in Cuba to play Cuba national team. They came to Nigeria to play us too. So that was the trend then. And you people are blessed the trend now. I really appreciate you. God Almighty continues to help you. Oyo State is a pace setter. So we thank you for what you have been doing. And I want to appreciate FA, thank God the FA secretaries here for the support that they have been giving this association. God will help you, sir. It's not a speech making day. We go to a lot of presentations. I want to say welcome to you all. Welcome, and I wish us a very beautiful celebration. Thank you very much.
Secretary, he's also the director admin Oyo State Sports Council. Thank you so much, sir. I would also like to call the FA Secretary, Mr. Kendo Jelo, for his opening remarks. Sorry, we didn't let you relax. Please, quickly, your opening remarks. Come and speak to our people. I tell you, do. FA, let you. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, sir. Permit me to stand on existing protocol. Yes, sir. Because if I continue mentioning the men of high caliber on the high table and our most respectable coaches, I think my time will be very hot, or the time will be too much spent. I'm standing here on behalf of the chairman of Oyo State Football Association, Oba Dr. James Oluyemi Odeniran, His Royal Highness Alakele of Akinyele, who is unavoidably absent due to a program that he does with the NRA in Abuja. And I want to apologize for coming late. You know, we have a lot of activities in our custodies, and there are a lot of programs going on at the stadium. Dear Oga has spoken at length, but I just want to add that football has become scientific and digital. Thank you. And that is where we are today. And if we fail follow the current trend, I'm afraid to assure you, and I want this house to know today that Oyo State is always behind Nfca, and that is why the chairman did me that though he won't be able to come, so I should be here. So I want to appeal to everybody. I'm thinking that this ball is supposed to be fuller than this. It is supposed to be more than this. And I want to implore every one of us to be our brother's keeper and to be informing our people that they have to follow us, they have to join us to follow the new trends that we have. When we have the issue of license the other time, some people are thinking that it's just by the wayside. But today we can be gladly say that the national has joined us in the new trend. and this should be a big kudos to NFCA, Oyo State chapter. I want to urge us not to relent on our oasis, but to continue being setter as we have been known for. While wishing everybody happy to be here today, I still want to pray that God will continue elongating our lives in good health and in abundant blessing. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Greetings from the Oyo State FA. You know, it's not easy when you are trying to do anything in football, and if you don't have the backing of the State FA, it's going to be very difficult. So, on behalf of coaches in Oyo State, we appreciate the Oyo State FA for their constant support in encouraging coaches and also supporting what the coaches in Oyo State are trying to do. I want to recognize the presence of Grassroots Development Unit, the head of department, Coach Ajibola, is in our midst, along with the EXCOs and also leaders of local governments. Thank you so much for coming. So at this point, I would like to invite Grace Tomobola, the TO, Nfca Oyo State chapter, to come and give us a brief overview of the Oyo State DNA.
Everyone, thank you for coming. Permit me to also stand on the existing protocol. But I must first thank all our partners, elders, some of us here, senior colleagues, not to me anyways, but yeah. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation. We really do appreciate it. I don't have much to say, just briefly, because we've already been hearing about this, so I'll go straight to the point. Yes. Just a brief introduction of those who have been on the team and who have been supporting the deliveries. I have Coach Oyeyemi Samuel, who is a member of the technical department. I have Coach Toby Olubi, who is also a member. We have Coach Ruth Adedigba, a member. We have Coach Undubisi Okwonu and Coach Temilolua Akinojo. Please, a round of applause for them for doing work behind the scene and in the background to get things done. Thank you very much. Quickly, what is DNA? I know it's going to sound huge to a lot of people, but DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. What does that mean? It is what makes up you and I. It is what distinguishes me from you. It is what makes me Grace and what makes Chilerica Coachilerica. That is what DNA is. That is what we want to do with grassroots coaching. We want to have a special identity. Something that stands us out from the other person. Your DNA defines your fingerprint, and it cannot be the same with any other person. That is what we want the DNA to be, our own identity, a representation of who Oyo State is, the pace setter that we have. Next, please. Yes, and this is us, the Nigeria Football Coaches Association Oyo State Chapter's DNA representation. What are our major values? There are three major things that we look to establish from the DNA. The first thing is global coaching excellence. Global coaching excellence. That when a coach from Oyo State goes anywhere in the world, they cannot be put aside. They just must be reckoned with. If there is one person that would be employed, it is the coach from Oyo State. The second thing is global player excellence. That when our players get anywhere, they dominate. How many of you like Super Falcons? A round of applause, players. We want to have players from Oyo State that wherever they get to, even if it is one person that goes for the scouting program, if it is one person the academy is willing to accept, if it is one person that needs to sign the professional contract, it would be that player from Oyo State, whether a male or a female. The last thing is, we are the pace setters. Every other person, sorry, apologies to other states who may be represented here, we set the pace. I'm not sure any state in Nigeria has done this, right? We need to make sure that coaches from Oyo State, sorry to say, apologies again, lead Nigeria. There was a time when it was like that, when it was so. When anything that happens in the national level, Oyo State has to be ably represented. And that is what we want to redefine. Oyo State as a brand, coaches from Oyo State as a brand. Everybody wants to be like Pep Guardiola because Pep Guardiola is a brand. Mikel Arteta is a brand. Oyo State coaches should be a brand of their own. That wherever they get to, they stand out. If you see Adidas logo, you recognize it or not. If you see Nike logo, you recognize it or worse. It is a global brand. Wherever anybody gets to, say, oh, this person is from Nigeria, from Oyo State. Okay, next one. But we cannot do this on our own. We can't do this as an individual. Collective efforts is what we do. Like we used to say in our Yoruba land, Ikiko Dagoshe, one person cannot be the Nfca or your DNA. We all must succeed, and it all starts with us. And this is why we are here, to officially launch something that would, by God's grace, with the collective effort of everyone here, launch us to greatness, make us better, help us get to the next level. Myself and Coach Toby, we were just reminiscing times when we were having our UEFA coaching badges and how things work. And we are hoping to replicate better standard because there is no country that doesn't have their own flaws. We want to replicate better standards here, and we hope that together you can work with us together, Don. Thank you. That's the end of my speech.
Thank you, Coach Grace. You people have trained that very well. Yoruba is now very strong. Grace is not in movie. So, without further ado, a very important part of today is the panel discussion amongst our panelists who are already on the high table. Grace, you'll be the anchor of the discussion, and at the end of the discussion, you all will be able to ask questions based on what they've discussed. So our panelists for today, Chief Emo is one of the panelists, Professor Olawale Moronkola, you are one of the panelists, Dr. Salami Siaka at the end of the panel discussion. Thank you very much. Hello.
With Professor Moronkola, who was immediately in charge of academic affairs that deals with us as coaches, the National Institute of Sport, right? So sir, I wanted to ask, for myself and on behalf of every other coach here, what really is the importance of coaching education? You are a professor, sir. It's no base to become a professor. You are the immediate past Director General of the NIS. That's the peak of coaching education in Nigeria. Do we really need to learn to become a coach? Do we really need to go to school to become a coach? Can I not become a coach without going to get coaching education?
Well, thank you very much. And I appreciate your invitation, not taking it for granted. Let me start like this. When you see a mechanic, somebody who has gone to the polytechnic or university, or you see even a common barber, and somebody who have education and also establish a salon, barbing salon, definitely you will see a lot of difference among the two or between the two. Now, education is very important. Coaching education is very, very important. Going to school for training is very important. When you talk about coach education, there are two major sides to it. You have a formal training and you have an informal training. The formal training is what we get in the school. That school may be established by an association. That school may be established by a government. If you look at the history of NIS, which we are all proud of, It was to harness when Nigeria was wanted to have not only playing within the nation, but to have international representation. So coach educator from all over the world was sought for, together with the earliest, those who have training, like Baba Oyewus of blessed memory, and others. So, and these are the individuals that champion this. So there is need to go to school. But going to school is not enough, because like I said, you have formal training and you have informal training. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay. This is from a professional perspective.
Those things, come into him and he will want to learn the more. Because, it's learning from learning somebody that has certificate and that is, distinguished. And so, apart from learning, the respect is going to be there. And knowing fully well that, you have somebody in front of you that you are looking up to, that, is coaching you, teaching you, you want to learn more. So it's very, very important for a player to know that, for a coach to be learned, so that, the players will know and they will be able to respect and listen to, that coach.
You're just so hard-boiled. Maybe I should say it in the Yoruba way. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí agbábọ́ọ̀lù, ṣé máa ní ìmọ̀lára tí coach yìí bá ní ìmọ̀? Do you feel it? Do you see it? Do you sense it? Do you know it when your coach is learned as a player and when your coach is not learned? Maybe you can throw more light.
You can see it, because a learned coach is going to teach you a lot of things that you have not even, that you have not taught anything about, or that you have not seen. For example, when I started playing football, there are coaches that we know that they played football before, and we know that they are learned. And there are some things that players do not know how to do. Their explanations and everything will make you understand the reason, and they will make you know the reason why this exercise or this is being done. So it makes the player to be more learned and to be able to grab and get the exercise or what the coach is trying to say.
Thank you very much, sir. I would please come back to Dr. Sahamisa. Sir, you played, you coached, and you are also a doctor. That's an academic achievement. Why do you need to have an academic achievement? Like, what is the relationship between an academic achievement and you coaching football? If anybody can coach football.
Thank you very much. Good morning again. Let me start from here. I used to say, regarding of coaches like this, when the question arises, who is the coach? And I will say, look, what makes a coach? There are three parameters. One, that you must have played. You must have played that game to an appreciable head before, when you are a kid. It's not really important that you play for the national team, but you must have played for the school, your state, your local government, your town, or the club. At least you must have acquired some skills, some fundamental skills to you. That's the first one. The second one is the issue of academic enhancement. You must be able to speak well, to write well. You must be able to decode tactics, techniques. You must be able to write good coaching plans, coaching lessons. When you are invited by your management, and what do you have to do for these players? You have to do social play. You must program your activities. And unless you have academics, you're going to be able to do that fluently. The third one is
professional qualification, coaching course. You must, because football, like other sports, the rules, is changing every day. We had a professor in UI once, the so rest in peace, Professor Amusa. He was the professor of exercise physiology. There was a day I was in his master's class, and he said he was trying to tell us that very soon, when you take a shot, there are some people that are coming to define the number of the volume of fluid that flows in you, the muscles that are impacted, that are concerned with the movement. That is science. So if you don't go to school, if you don't have academic qualification, those cannot be there. Let me give you one that is very correct. A few years ago, the late president, Muhammadu Buhari, came out with a policy for the board of NIS. And he was mentioning some categories of people that have to be the board. And he said there must be a football coach who has played the game, who has coached the game, who has administered the game, and who is a PhD holder. As at that time, I was the only person pushed out for that assignment. And that was how I got to NIS. I don't have a PhD. I won't be there. Then with PhD, there are other areas that you'll be able to touch, to tread on, that people that don't have it will not be able to go through. So it's an act. Anytime I led my teams out in UI for any competition, when you meet a team, you say, what do you mean? You have a PhD as a coach. You have a doctor who is a coach in that. So those are some of the things that is psychological.
Yeah.
So these are some of the things that make you more confident when you have that academic qualification to the professional qualification.
Thank you very much. Let me come to our own Mr. Ojelowo. We realize that, yes, the Super Falcons just won the WAFCON, right? And there are little to no home-based domestic players represented in the squad. Saying that you are currently also the Director of Administration and Organization in the Sports Council in Oyo State, do you think that the impact of grassroots coaches has sort of impacted the representation of local domestic grassroots players in national team settings? Remembering that when we had a program in the early March where Randy Waldron was speaking to us and was talking about the difference between the fitness levels of home-based players and foreign-based players, even in the Super Falcons, and how they struggle with fitting in home-based players into the overall plan, especially when they are playing against structured teams like England, Australia, and all of that. So what is your perspective of grassroots coaching in making sure we have domestic players represented in the national teams?
It seems as if you've long put it up, but the way I understood it,
the grassroots coaches have a lot of impact in bringing players up, and that is part of
what they have just said now, that without education, there is no way we can go. Even imparting knowledge into the players, without getting it done, either from this type of seminar that we have, or the press conference, or going to NIS, and maybe going through some resources, there's no way you can get it right. And getting all this from the grassroots level will assist a lot in bringing our players up to the standard. All these players that we are talking about started from grassroots, and that is why FIFA believes in grassroots. There are so many programs that they have, that FIFA have, even including this women that we are talking about, that we talk about. We have FIFA, is it TDLs or TIS, Talent Identification Scheme. Then we have FIFA's Forward Program. We have FIFA Women's Program. And the aim of FIFA is that is to catch them young. And that is why they are now saying that in every state, we're supposed to have underage team controlled by each FA. So that by the time we are having this, that is from the grass. And who are those people that we can make use of? They are grassroots coaches. And that is why my former chairman, Barrister Adekoni, always give kudos to our grassroots, that they are the one producing these players. And those are the MPF, NNL, it is like a soup that has already prepared that they are looking for. It is the grassroots that will impart all this knowledge to them. So if we fail from the grassroots, it shows that yes, we have to fail at the top. I remember one time when Professor Awusi-Kasa said in one of his classes that I attended, he said when he wanted to have maybe his PhD or one certificate, they gave him a child, that they want that child to know how to swim. So what he first of all did is to make sure that that child acclimatized with water. So we'll be sprinkling water on her. So he wanted to make sure that that child make water his friend. So sprinkling water, then gradually putting him in the bowl, tapping, batting by himself, and all those things. All those things are from grassroots. So by the time he reached the top, it will have been loaded with a lot of skills and other things. So there's no way we can root grassroots coaches out in the development of the player.
Thank you very much, sir. Finally, one round of questions, and I want to come back to Professor Omoronkola, sir. As the immediate past Director General of NIS, do you think the NIS alone is capable of developing global coaches that can take the next generation to the next level? What is the importance of state FA coaching education, individual, independent, or coaching education programs like this in supporting the NIS to getting our coaching standards to the global level?
Thank you very much. Even the university, no institution can give all the education one needs. Remember that knowledge continues to evolve. And like I said earlier on, that there are two major ways of getting coach education, both formal and informal. But I will say that we have to support what we have, that all coaches in Nigeria should have the taste of NIS and be able to see what we can offer. I've forgotten the name of this, I think under 18, is from South coach, a little bit of my size. Came to NIS of recent. He has left NIS for about 15 to 20 years. Don't forget also that goalkeeper Dodo Mayana, that stars that are stars now. That's when I got there, before I left. I said, let our top players, before our retired players, let them come and have the taste of NIS. And so, what they said that the coach education certificate they have, even overseas, were not as rich as what they have in NIS. That is it. And because of that, before I left, we did all of it for all of them who have represented NIS. So, but you see, in education, what we are doing now is part of adding value to what we already have before. there is no, what I would advise anybody, continue to get education. Anywhere you can get it. To assure us, I put it in plan, and I think in my handover note too, that some of these CAF license, not only in soccer, not only in football, that I also discussed with the chairman of Nigeria's National Sports Commission, that we should look at a way whereby some of these CAF European football certificates, we integrate it into program of NIS, so that before somebody gets out to get, you already have, or like in accounting. If you have gone to Polytechnic or university and you are studying accounting, there are certain things that will excuse you from. So all this problem of saying we don't know where to place them, they don't have this, they cannot sit at the bench, will not be there. So let me restate. Anywhere you can get education, get it. Build yourself up so that you'll be able to deliver. And when the choice, just like the example Dr. Salamia cited, where a situation whereby you need only one person to fill a vacancy. Okay, and all of you are rated. The director of sports, Federal College of Education, no, Federal University, Abeokuta. I was a consultant to appoint the director of sports. You see, when you look at this, yes, this person has it. You look at this, yes, this person has it. There will be a time when all of you have the same qualification, have the same character, have everything, but only one thing will just be, okay, we want to decide now, what does this one ask that this one doesn't have? So that is why just continue, even if it is online, continue to do it. One day it will pay off. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thanks for adding your contribution. Back to MON, sir. In your opinion, what are the key things that makes a grassroots coach great? How did your grassroots coach, what did they have, what qualities did they have that supported your development to the global levels?
Well, I think, there are many attributes that, a root coach should have. And part of those attributes is like a coach that is calm, a coach that will be able to identify talent, a coach that will be able to demonstrate, because it is very, very important when you have kids and you want to explain an exercise to them, you must do that exercise so that they can see it. You cannot just tell a kid, a grassroots kid coming up, with words of mouth, do this, and they will understand, or we get it right. You must be able to at least demonstrate what you are explaining to the player. Because football has, 4 major things, technical, tactical, psychological, and physical. Yes. So all these things, firstly, technique. You have to be able to teach them the technique, and afterwards, maybe as time goes on, you go on to tactics, then physical, and psychological after. So a coach must have the attributes of being calm and not being abusive, because children that you are teaching, they have interest in playing football, and you start shouting at them, they will be shy, and they might run away, or they might not grab what you are trying to teach them. So you have to be, calm, lenient, and be able to explain everything very well for those 7 kids. And you must be like a father too, because the parents confide in you for bringing their kids to you, so you must be able to guide them, you must be able to protect them, and try as much as possible to teach them to get them into the highest.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for your contribution. And back to you, sir, Dr. Salami, sir. You've coached for a while, you've played for a while. You are currently the first National Vice President of the Nigerian Football Coaches Association. What else do you think we need to put together when we are Oyo State, we are the pace setter, comparing us with other states and some of the qualities that we have? What do you think we need to improve on? What do you think we need to increase? What do you think we need to add to make us stand out the more?
Thank you very much. First and foremost, I just want to add one particular point to the last speaker's submission, and that is, it is very, very important that you control your communication system with kids. At that level, at that age, the children are so sensitive. So you will be able to control yourself. When you talk to them, like you said, don't abuse them. Don't be rude to them. Okay? Because you are just bringing them out of their shell. So it is very important. Your communication is very important. We've seen areas where coaching will be shouting on the field. Application. All those things should be controlled. Thank you very much. Now, what do you want to do again? Like I said, you are in a pace setter state, and you've been doing much. I was the chairman of this association from 1995 to 2011-19, and what people are doing now have surpassed those things that we did then. On the platform, I saw the picture of the coaching course we had sometimes they do in the UI. And it's so interesting. It woke up my spirit. It's like you are improving on what we had then. You have not gone digital, you are not service, you are not interactive. No state has done this in this country. The last one you did, this ID card issue. Okay.
Professional license.
Professional ID card issue. No state has done that in this. You know, there was a time to practice. Yes, thank you, doctor. They were trying to criticize you, and I told them, look, get your own new thing on board. They have done theirs. You can take the machine. You don't criticize. There are some 2 or 3 coaches that were abusing themselves on the platform, recently. And I said, look, you guys should please be careful. This is a national platform. Don't abuse. Some people don't know how to talk. Some people don't know how to express. People don't know how to criticize. You are doing well by the grace of God. This grassroots issue that you are really emphasizing on now is the key thing. Is the key. Because like I said, we were got in those days from the primary school games, secondary school games, on like that. And if you go to some primary school games nowadays, or secondary school games nowadays, you cannot even party. Yes. And because they don't know the proper way of managing those students. But the way you guys are doing it, that's something you had for these kids that day. Those are things that they like, that they will appreciate. Teach them theoretically, take them to the field to practicalize what you are going to teach them. So these are the areas that will really assist them. And don't forget, gentlemen and ladies, let them have how do I call this now? let them be concerned too about their development. It's not play football only. If they are in school, encourage them to do in school. If they are learning task, encourage them to. Let them rub all these things together and we will achieve that peace of God.
Thank you. Thank you. A round of applause, please, for and finally, Mr. Ojelowo, finally, what other things, in just maybe 2 sentences or 2 points or 3 points, just to re-enumerate why we actually need coach education. You are the FSA or your state football association secretary. How does coaching education elevate the standard of football in the state compared to other states as well? How does having more coaching education on the part of the coaches help to get more players, more talented players that can also boost the reputation of the state, that can put the state at the pace setter even when it comes to football talents?
Thank you very much. As we are just in the program, I'm thinking of saying this is a very good program, and I want to apologize the present officers of NFC University Chapter for this. But we have a lot to do. We have a lot to do, and we have to look into how we want to do it in a way that all of us, if possible, 95 of us, of all the coaches in Oyo State will be at the same level. What I mean by that is, we have coaches, we have coaches, we have coaches. I'm not saying that those who are riding Okada are not educated, but there are some of them that knows nothing and they have background, and they are coaching players. It's just like a child that was sent to school. He was given a mathematics questions, 2 plus 2. Mistakenly, the teacher wrote 5. When the students reach home or the people reach home, the parents are correcting him, say, what you did is wrong. He said, no, it is not wrong. It is not wrong. So what you are telling me is that my teacher knows nothing. And they say, okay, how can you prove that 2 plus 2 is 5? You say, automatically maybe my teacher added 2 and 2 and that plus inside, making 5. So my teacher knows the best. So what I'm saying is, if we are imparting the wrong knowledge into our players from the beginning, they have problem at the top. And it will not be easy to correct them. And that is why one way or the other, one time we are asking for the database of our coaches. And inside database, we put it there, the academic qualification, maybe some certificate that we have, the ages and other things. So by then, we'll be able to group ourselves. Okay, what level are these? Those who are this level, those are maybe ABCD or ABC. So that those who are young, or those who we are thinking that maybe they are not educated enough. Because, like I said in my first speech, everything has gone scientific now. Analog has gone. Digital, everything. If you don't know how to communicate, if you don't know how to read and write, how will you communicate your players? How are you going to tell them that what they are doing is wrong? There was a time, is it Babs Fafuwa also, Minister of Education, introduced these local languages into system of education. If that will assist them, I think we have to. If by operating an adult class to the serious one, we have to. So that by the time they know little thing, they can impart with what they are being taught. They can impart to these children. They will not mislead them. Majority of them are misled. Majority of them. What they are after is, go there, choose the best 11, go and play the game for me, and you win the match. Don't care about formation, don't care about system, whether you execute the skills well or not, just win the match. And these coaches we are talking about are more richer than you. Because those players, they have to pay. and majority of them are very, very closer to the parents. The parent will tell you that I can't give my child to you, I will give it to Baba Lagbaja or Brother Lagbaja. So some parents may not care whether they are educated or not. And in order to correct all these anomalies, we have to still improve further, like introduction of adult education class, or another series of seminars in our language, in our local languages. Maybe by the time they adapt to that of local languages, then we ask them to move forward. And if we discover that majority of them cannot be bent, I think we have to have solution to it. Because we can't just sitting down and be looking at them, misleading our children. So I pray that God will help us to achieve all this.
Thank you very much, sirs, for your... Okay, please.
I have just some little things to add to this. I'm very aware that we are more than this. The Oyo State coaches are more than this. But where are the rest? Why are they not here? Because all these kind of things are very, very important for education and all that. There are some things that you are going to be able to pick, and if you are not here, how do you pick anything that is beneficial to your career? Now, another thing I want to add and I want to advise is time is very often essence. It's very, very important, punctuality. When they say 10 o'clock, be there like 5 minutes before 10. If you go professional and a player that is used to you coming late, the player will come late and all that, he will not be able to. And it's going to be a minus for that player over there, because if they say gets to the dressing room after a certain time, and you get there 5 minutes or even 1 minute after, there's going to be a fine. And all these things will be counting for that player, and that thing might eliminate him or get him out of the team. So punctuality is very, very important, and this is what we have to let our players know. And most of us, if we say players should come by 9 and the player comes by 10, we are going to punish him. So coaches too, we must make punctuality, time, time conscious, so that our players will see that we are very, very, we think all those things are very important, and then we learn from everything. They see what the coaches do. They see us. So if you do bad things, they will think it's the right thing to do. Whereas, we have to give example, good example to them, so that they can learn from our example, because what they see, what they is what they learn. So that's just what I want to add to this.
Thank you to all our panelists for their time and their contributions. I'm going to leave it open to the general house. I have 2 to 3 slots for questions. If you have a question that you want to ask anybody in the panel, 1, 2, anybody? 1? I said 1 answer first. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we have GD here. Okay, we would excuse you, sir. I will make you the 4th person. Okay, the 1st person, please.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Coach Nfca.
From where?
The South of Shooting Stars from Oyo State. I want to direct my question to Mr. Jero. We are being particular of different coaches in education, outside and inside the state here. Because there is development in Lagos State. We have maybe around September till now, through the chairman, Alhaji Dafa, developing grassroots coaches that he knows financially they are not going to develop themselves. But that 3-month basic in NIS, he subsidized it for them from 97,000, he gave them 50,000.
Presently, as I'm talking, he has trained more than 90 coaches. First batch. I think the second batch just finished just recently. How can the association come to haze of our grassroots coaches? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, it's a very good question, and I believe that my people here can testify to the fact that we have started, and that is why we ask to give us
database
of all the coaches, database of all the coaches. We are aware of their program there, and we are on this since Professor has been in NIS. We also discussed this with Doctor. You can testify to it. There's just a little thing in the clock of the progress. Immediately we finish our election. And those who are aware can testify to this also. People, they are expecting us there to bring our letters. But anything we want to do, we are claiming to be the case setter, but at the same time, if others have done it and we see it good, we have to follow it. So it's part of our program, and we discuss it with them. They visited us about 2 weeks ago. It's part of what we discussed. And I'm assuring you, by the special grace of God, this is August. Look, this is the end of July. Yes, before the end of this year, you will see us, and you will see the program. By the special grace.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I am Jonathan Ibile-Kibani from Omodo 7.7 FM. So, my question is to Chief Mutiwale Producer. Being an ex-international, you've played at the highest level. So I just want to ask, the failure of Nigerian teams on the continent, for example, the last team to win the CAF Champions League in Nigeria was Enyimba Faba. At that time, the legendary Vincent Inyama as the goalkeeper, Dinga Inuba. You know, these were players that were developed from the grassroots. Since then, we've never had any teams that have conquered the continent. Can it, to a certain extent, be attributed to Nigerian football coaches? Because there are times we've heard rumors, news about grassroots coaches collecting bribes from players that are not worthy of playing at the highest level. Can we say this has played a part to a certain extent, sir?
Well, thank you very much for that question. But I mean, there are some certain things, I mean, like you said, that I don't know and I will not know how to answer that, I mean, question about, I mean, the bribe or something. Yes, it's what I used to hear, but I don't know how far it's true. Actually, if we're talking about the selection of players and all that, clubs, we're talking about clubs' participation in the continent now. And each club that qualifies has, they must get the best players and all that. So I don't know if those coaches take bribe or they are not picking the best players or not, because they have administration, they have their chairman and all that. So I can't say that they should be the one that should be in charge of that. But talking about it is something that is bothering us too. That no Nigerian club has won the African Cup, Champions League, and all that for a very long time, and it's bordering on us, and we discuss it every time. Now, what I just think is that situation of things at the moment at a certain period in Nigeria, because of time period we play our league, when they finish and all that. It's one of the causes, I think, and unprofessionalism of most clubs in Nigeria is part of it too, because when you're talking about Al Ahly and all these North African, South African clubs, if you see how much they are the players are earning and compare it to what they're earning in Nigerian clubs, I mean, you will see that there are a lot of different, and the players they get too from outside as professionals, then the welfare of the players, how much professionalism the clubs are putting into the game and all that to encourage the players, to motivate the players and all that. All those things, are part of it. And just now that we are having like Remo, that is owned by individual, and they are doing their things professionally. You see their facilities and all that. Definitely, you will know that Remo. I knew that Remo was going to win the league like 2-3 years ago. And they won it, and they have been getting nearer. So I'm very sure that they're going to perform very well in the continent. If they go, they might not win it, but at least because of the way they have been taken care of, they have been managed and all that. What other club has the facilities that Remo has in Nigeria? No other club. So all those things, talking about professionalism and all that, our clubs, yes, we are professional and all that, but you must have, all those facilities, everything that will get you to the highest level. Because in Africa, all these North Africans, they are not waiting. It's only in Nigeria that we are not moving to the with time. Everything that we have to. So to compete with those ones is going to be very, very difficult. So I think that's what's happening to us.
Thank you so much, sir.
Can I just add one other issue?
Sorry. We have spoken a couple of hands because of the time. And
I just want to add one.
Let's move on.
This issue was discussed at the NASA Police Conference recently, and two other factors that we found out because of this issue: incessant changes of coaches, replacement of coaches. When the coach has started about 2-3 seasons with the club, they will sack coach or something. Look at the time anyone was doing it well. They had only one coach that did the coaching with them. And they had long-term players that were in the team. Nowadays, after a season or two, the players are moving. Okay, you don't find this in other top clubs, as just said. So, added to facilities, added to other incentives and things like that, is incessant changing, replacement of coaches and players. Thank you.
Coaches, good afternoon, sir. Is Ablas Bashir from Gomosho. Please, our leaders, you are encouraging us about the education. We should have a good education to our professionalism. But sir, there's one area that you, our leaders, we don't even encourage us on the education and the certificates that we have. For example, sir, just of present at the Shooting Stars, we have a lot of our coaches in Oyo State that you be our father, the father of the Nfca. Sir, some of our colleagues that has NIS, UEFA, and others, you are not even recognizing them as the, let's say, as the insider. I'm talking about the Shooting Star, Clan FC, and others. All these certificates that we are talking about is just been wasted at all. And our certificates that have been recognized in other states, please and please, on which area are you going to encourage us at these levels so that the certificate that you are talking about, that we should have a certificate and a proper education, adding more to our coaching professional, how it is not going to be wasted. I know how much I paid at the NIS and and others. Eventually, we want to give an opportunity to serve. We are just seeing the outsider just to come and benefit from what we suffer. How are you going to tackle this area?
Thank you very much. It's a very, very good question. I remember the time of
Let me add little to that of the last
question. The problem of this issue of scouting is really affecting us. When we went to Asaba for Super 8, I can boldly say that Crown FC played better than any other team there. I'm telling you, I was there physically. But the problem they have is goal scoring. We did everything. And that is why at times, you know, even if, let me say this in Yoruba, tí ẹ bá lo oògùn sọ yìí nǹkan tí ẹ bá kà ìsọ yìí ló máa gbé jáde ọba fúnrẹ́fẹ́ ní millions of naira he can do that too but what you have in custody is what will prove you or the type of person you are or team you are. When we got to the second match we play 1-1 with Osun. When we got to the hotel we now gather ourselves together. We now say we want to ask you whether FA played their part or not. They said yes, so FA tried for them. But coach, what's the problem? He said the problem that we are having from the inception of the season is the one we still have. What's the problem? Goal scorer. So IME, with your status, are you telling us that you cannot provide a good player that can score those goals for us? He said they are very scarce in Nigeria. Yes, he said the one they are developing. It's true. I'm telling you the facts. I look at Shooting Stars last season now. How many goals do they have? Their striker, how many goals did they score? He said the problem they have is this issue of scouting. The player will not mature enough in our league before they take them outside the country. Let's look at Iyama. Let's look at our headmaster. Let's look at the time they moved outside Nigeria. So, because of the issue of money and all this, we are not giving, I don't know whether there will be rules, whether NFF will do that, before a player can go out, he has to reach certain age, or he has to maybe reach certain level at the leagues that we have in Nigeria. Maybe that one will solve that problem. Back to the other one, our clubs have autonomy. And that is why at times they will say FA. When the chairman came to me, the chairman came after 2 or 3 weeks. The chairman of this present 3 years, I can say it good. Maybe some people are, not maybe, some people are telling him, say, please move closer to FA, move closer to FA, move closer to FA. When he came, what the chairman said is, one day I move below here and they show you. No. They have never been of negative to 3SC, even to other clubs in the state. But the problem is recognition. I can say that his meeting with me is just like accidental. Yes, because he wanted to see the chairman, and he thought that the chairman will be in his office in Adamasingba. The chairman is in Akiyele, he came to Adamasingba. So by the time he asked of the chairman, they said the chairman is not enough, but the secretary is around. I said, okay, let me see the secretary. During the era of Balogun moved closer with the FA. We told Balogun, say, whenever you want to have your technical crew, you have to have one indigent. And he said that, okay, give us that one, and we gave him bullet. You can say it boldly. That is FA that said, we are not saying that you should not have the avalanche of coaches that we know, but you should have somebody from the grassroots, so that that person, we can lift from there, we can lift that person also up. So, by the time the chairman came, I now called the chairman, my chairman, Kabisi. I said the chairman came here. He said, yes, he said he wanted to see you. But, kilo tuku, gbogbo kò lẹ́tí yàn tán. Advance o lẹ́fẹ̀ẹ́ tó fẹ́ fún yín. That is just it. As it is paying you, it's paying us. But the FA cannot force them to do this because we are like a supervisory role to them. They have autonomy. They have autonomy. Even the crown that we are talking about, the crown are too much closer to heaven than 3 years. So when you think that you can do everything alone, then you will be sitting down and watching. But we will not deviate from performing our duties.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Another question from this side.
It's back of the house. From Akinyele local government. The question I want to ask is as regards the grassroots coaches and players too. That's the little kids, both boys and girls. Now, there's something I've noticed amongst our coaches. They use abusive words in the sense of even abusing their future and also beating their players when they make mistakes or when they're about to. I feel we should address this very well because it has to change. Quite alright, some players might change due to that, but trust me, if those coaches do not use that means, they will be better than the way they have presently. So, sir, I don't want to throw the question to anybody. I don't want to, if probably 3 of you, sir, can just address this because it's something that needs to stop. It has to stop, honestly speaking.
One person because of our time.
Yes, I think when I was talking here, you heard I mentioned something like that when I was talking last time. Yes, I mean, it's a very, very bad attitude. Very, very bad. And I said earlier on that, I mean, abusive, languages to players is going to demoralize them, their kids. And it is going to stop. Because we cannot continue like that. That's not the way the countries that have been thriving in football professionally and all that. That's not the way it's been done. And I think the Oyo State chapter of Nfca, this is part of the DNA that we're talking about. And I believe that something drastic is going to be done about it so that all these things can stop.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. We have another question here.
Thank you. Great coaches. One to the MA secretary. And then I don't know where he is. Maybe I should go to the second question, which is to the MON self. When you are talking, sir, you are talking about how to become a great coach. I want to ask with your respect, is there any way as someone that has not been playing football before, who cannot even demonstrate, can become a great coach? I think when the FA secretary come back and be able to have the second question. Thank you, sir.
Well, it is possible, but difficult. Well, people have been saying that Mourinho did not play football and all that, and but he was, or he's still a great coach. So how he did it, and I didn't believe that he could play football. So I won. Now, like I was saying, it is not all the good players, great players, that becomes great coaches. And we have players that are average when playing football that become, great coaches at the end. So it depends on the ability of that coach to have, to demonstrate, to explain, and to handle the players, the team that is going to, is training. You understand? So, sir, this is where I'm getting last week, and I'm very close to
Honorable Shodabi.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm close.
No, I'm not here to ruin your relationship, sir.
Listen. Because you are saying it now. They are not going to know. I want them to win. But what I'm just saying that in case, so that everyone will not be saying that okay, it's a must that they must win it at the first period and all that. But I'm very sure that because of what has been on ground, they're going to do well. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying it in case if they don't win, nobody should crucify them. Do you understand now? So I didn't say they are not going to win. If they win.
But in fairness, I'm not done with my question. They have collected the money.
Yes, because you both cannot be talking at the same time.
No, we are not talking at the same time. We are not talking at the same time.
This is what I mean. The defending champion for the CAF Champions League is Pyramid. Pyramid, they are not up to 10 years right away before they started. So that is what I mean, that if they prepare very well towards it, they can win it at the end of the day. But this is my question, sir. You are among the free pros, as in the ex-international. You made mention some discipline, some changes in it when you are talking towards the end. The rest are meant for the government. Al-Ali of Egypt is not meant for the Cairo government. It is when the MON, the ex-international, if you can just make the proposal to the president, maybe one way or the other, the team owned by the government, they can stay alone. And if a team wants to stay alone, it will take a very long processing. You can see now, I can tell you authoritatively, Nigerian League, any team owned by the state government, if you are seeing 40 or 45 players with them, following season, over 30 will go away. If you question them, they will tell you they don't own them. They are here on loan. Let me take Shooting Star as an example. The real reason why the fans and Shooting Star management are not friendly, that's just it. They will see 40 players today, tomorrow they will see 25. Where are they? They are done with the contract.
They have gone. So maybe one day the Shooting Star can stay alone. They can generate funds to stay alone. If that should be the case, they will know when they purchase player, the player belongs to them. Even when the player wants to go, they will have something to take from it.
Hello, let me just say this to have a flashback to some years ago. 1989 precisely. Interestingly, I wrote my PhD on the Nigerian League. There are 9 criteria given out to all who be league teams. One is participant pitches and match pitch.
Stadium facilities.
And facility. Medical, 9 of them are spread out. I want to wait to do it. Part of my study there, I used Adola Babes, Abekuta. I went to their camp. Double deck, I don't know. Their rooms, no window. Nothing, just ordinary roof and net. The mattresses were, I wanted to take that daddy. I went to stores in Lagos. Because it was on low. In fact, it was supporters club no contribute to for tough low matches one by one. Because as at that time, Adebayo was law. Many other cases like that. This we presented, we documented and gave to the internet NLD.
because NFA kan ló kó àwọn rules jáde, you must have good training pitches, good match pitches, you must have medical crew, you must have good coaching crew, you must pay you allow them, salaries and allowances to your players regularly, you must transport, you know to have more important, you must transport your players to and fro their away teams conveniently. I remember when the shooting stars in the 70s, in the 80s. If you don't get more than 400 kilometers, you fly and you go by here. I enjoyed that legacy. That was one reason why when we went to Rangers in Enugu, in 1980, we beat them on that pitch there. And it was the local area was there, in Jimowodo. I don't know, rush right to the plane and in fact, it was in the plane that we were changing our jerseys. So there was luxury there. It's so what we are saying here is this. Cantona, the management of clubs nowadays could have been at a job, could have been at a so he could even the American countries me. As at that time I was doing my studies, this Egyptian club, what is the one? Samalek has 24 football pitches, 6 match pitches. As at that time, she was studying here. Apart from Samalek, total pitches in there. What we are saying is this: is not just go and play. It's more than that. You must prepare for it psychologically, mentally, and everything, materially. What I'm saying, what I'm saying to problem that this way, with due respect, policy is the war, not sports right in Nigeria. It has killed us tremendously. I wrote a book some time ago, and I said, in university studies and SCE, sports, most beaches have been turned into libraries, academic blocks. So there are facilities for people to train, to play matches. Our new here, our members, you want to back so Cantona and everybody here is not saying, is not wishing them negatively. What is just saying, they will try you, but with the decision of that, you will not be able to get to the top. Thank you. Thank you.
You are talking about plots owned by government to be private owned. Well, I remember that we have discussed this so many times with different people. Government might not hands off entirely. It might be 50-50. As long back as when I was on the Shooting Stars, is when I brought this idea. And that was, I left Shooting Stars in 2013. 2008 to 2013. Because what has changed? I don't like talking much so that they will not misinterpret me and all. We still have the same office, Jericho, owned by Ojua, leased by Ojua. No practicing pitch, nothing. I'm sorry, I'm not saying this to downplay or do anything to anybody. I'm just saying it the way it is from my mind. You understand? I don't think Shooting Stars has any asset. I think I shouldn't just say that.
You are right now.
Now, what I'm saying is this: to change, the government should be very intentional about it. That this is the way we want things to be, and this is the way it should be. And that is when we can have real professionalism in Nigerian league. So let me just, stop from there.
And please, I want us to be praying for the current management of 3S. I want to say boldly that apart from little things that they're supposed to add, they have started well. They are trying to bring in structure. And when you look at that structure, it's like from a private entity.
Yes.
That is it. If they can continue like that, but with what my other people have said, this is political era. So this present government, how many years now? If another party, I'm not saying that, if there is changes, there will be, because the tenure of our present governor will last by 2027. Another one can come and rubbish all this good thing they have done. That is the problem. If they can continue with this, and if you look at it, so if we fail to join them, to support them, there will be problem. And what always gives problem is changes. That change, if we can abide with it, like I said, we just need little. Like I told him, say recognition, then we move closer. So by the grace of God, we get there. But we are too back behind. Facilities, structures, nothing. So God will help us. Amen.
A big round of applause for our panelists, please. As they go back to their seats. Thank you very much for your time, for your contributions. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and insights with us. I want to announce the as we go to the next event.
Thank you so much. I want to use this opportunity to recognize the presence of all Nfca state exco's. Please stand up for recognition. Nfca state exco's. Please stand up for recognition. Nfca state exco's. And also the zonal councillors and leaders in the battle. Please stand up.
This is the book, Training Match Day Planner. Introduction to this is the workbook. This book serves as the foundation for the training of young footballers and provides a full coverage of all important indices to positive performance in the game. It aligns with the 10-year Nfca or your DNA framework for coaching, development, and addresses essential areas critical to nurturing future talents. It gives a strong emphasis on players' welfare, safeguarding, and medical indices. The book's other vital topics such as abuse awareness, it reduces key health and safety areas like first aid with guidance on managing sudden cardiac arrests, concussions, sprains, strains, and bleeding, while addressing intrinsic and extrinsic injury risk factors. Additionally, the book provides guidance to identify young football players and offer structured training approaches tailored to 3 key age categories: foundations, under 17, under 10, development, under 13, under 15, and performance elites, 17 and elites, ensuring age-specific training requirements are met. Each topic has been carefully selected to meet the intellectual and practical needs of grassroots coaches. ensuring both competence and care is embedded in the coaching process. It is therefore my utmost delight to recommend this book to anyone involved in football, particularly at youth level, including students of physical and education in the higher institutions, for its clarity, relevance, and commitment to excellence. Thank you very much.
Another round of applause as we launch the Oyo State DNA. Thank you so much. Okuno, please close your back from technical team. Please, that clap is not enough. Because the technical team did a lot of work to us together. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. Yes, my name is Coach BC from Oyo West Local Government. I want to thank and appreciate all our special guests today. I'm speaking on behalf of the technical team of the Nfca Oyo. You have seen what we have come to do here, and we really thank you for being part of this great event this day. I think this is one of its kind in recent times, and we want to appreciate all our special guests who has made time to come and be part of this program today. We also want to thank the FA department. We want to thank the Nfca chairman and all members of various local governments and zonal constituted offices. I want us to take the good part of this program home and try to see how we can remote our minds towards learning. God bless you all as you come, as you are going. God will be with you. Wherever there has been issues, I want to also ask our heads or the local the state representatives, and they will share some of the most vital information that we need. So as we go home, may the Lord be with you.
Thank you so much. On the agenda now, we'll be going into the planner review. This will be done by Coach Ruth Adedigba, the planner review, so that help us review what this course is going to look like. Some of us might think it's just a book. This is a whole course that will help all of us become better coaches and better qualified coaches. So you'll be reviewing the planner for us. Thank you.
Help coaches, look up duly observed, sirs, and I welcome every one of us. As we have been told before, this is one of the main important thing in our DNA. We want all our coaches to have this. We want us to be a refined coach, where you have your package, you have your training plan, your match review is there, you have the details of your players, you have, well, you can look at this is field. You can write whatever you want to. It's not necessarily you do this on your training days. You can do this at your leisure time when you're at home. You sit down, you plan whatever comes to your mind. You know, we have the two principles in football, the principles of the defense and attack. You can define a lot of training on defense, a lot of training on attack, and put it down. When you go to field, you can go to field with your notes, with your plan. It's not necessary that when you are training your player, you now carry it like this. You put it beside you. You know what you write that you want to plan, so that before you get to the field, you already know what you want to do. And there is match review there too. There are some things we put in place here. You see the topic, what you want to teach. Probably you want to teach defense, or you want to teach nothing, or push pass. Put it there. Then the game moment, you put it there. The playing principle you want to use, and session demand, the technical focus. What are you focusing on? Are you focusing on passing with the inside of the foot or the outside of the foot? And the tactical focus, then psychological focus, all those things there, physical focus. I believe that most of us have the basic knowledge of all these tactical, psychological, physical, social, individual outcome. What you observe by training, so that we can improve in the next training. You know, when you observe a training you do today, the outcome, you grow on it in the next training. We have team outcome, we have the coaching points, what you want to base on, and you must, when you write these things down, the coaching points you are teaching, you must see it in your training. If you are not saying it, that means you are not doing this properly. Then the player engagements, who are the players that listen very well, who are the players that did it very well, who are the ones that you are going to focus on in the next training. So this is all what this you see, this is match day planner too. When you write the position of players, their numbers, their names, and what you want, is it 1-4-4-3, is it 1-4-3-2-1, whatever you want to use. So this is the brief introduction of this planner for everyone as the coaching course is going on, whether online or in physical. Any question that any of the coaches might have will be directed to the training officer, and we will all solve it together. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm sure you begin to appreciate the kind of hard work that is being done by the technical.
The team owned by the government, they can stay alone. And if a team wants to stay alone, it will take a very long processing. You can see now, I can tell you authoritatively, Nigerian League, any team owned by the state government, if you are seeing 40 or 45 players with them, following season, over 30 will go away. If you question them, they will tell you they don't own them. They are here on loan. Let me cite Shooting Star as an example. The real reason why the fans and Shooting Star management are not friendly, that's just it. They will see 40 players today, tomorrow they will see 25. Where are they? They are done with the contract. They have gone. So maybe one day the Shooting Star can stay alone. They can generate funds to stay alone. If that should be the case, they will know when they purchase player, the player belongs to them. Even when the player wants to go, they will have something to take from it.
Hello, let me just say this will have to flashback to some years ago. Let me